Up, everybody? I'm Marcus.
Now I'm Ryan.
And together,
we are the Northwest Sports Fanatics.
We right back at you guys with our follow-up to our NBA preview to give you guys a heads up of what's going on in these NBA playoffs right now.
Right.
One of the most exciting first-round matchups that I've seen in a while.
Yeah, I'd probably say in the last 5 to 6 years, it's definitely been the most competitive and exciting. A little bit kind of... You don't really know what's going to happen in some of these games.
Very underrated, these matchups right now. So we're going to run down the Eastern Conference right now. We'll start at the top, the Pacers versus the Hawks. The Hawks are up right now 3-2. I just get tongue-tied when I just think about the Pacers, man, and how good they were supposed to be. And now you look at them now, they're going to lose to a Hawks team that finished 6 games under 500, where they're almost losing.
Right.
So that's awesome. You look at Millsap. He's averaging 21 points in the playoffs right now, 8 rebounds. Jeff Teague. A key for them, I think, is Pero Antic and his ability to shoot the three and to draw Roy Hibbert away from the paint.
Right. And you can tell the chemistry with Indiana isn't the same as it was at the beginning of the year. At the beginning of the year, we had it as a lock. This team's going to the finals, even over Miami. But then as time kind of wore on, the chemistry after the trades, that happened, kind of messed the chemistry up, right, with the Granger trade. And then Hibbert right now is only getting about 22 minutes a game. He's getting benched a lot, and he's only averaging 4 points a game. I mean, you can't win with one of your supposedly top 3 centers in the league from last year.
4 points a game.
4 points a game. I mean, it's really, confusing to me.
How about the last game? Roy Hibbert, 25 minutes, 0 points, 0 rebounds.
Wow, that's unbelievable.
7-2. I was joking, man. Right now, Alonzo Mourning, Patrick Ewing, Dikembe Mutombo, Othello Harrington,
right?
All of the great Georgetown big men are just in disgust right now. Right. They're SMHing all day.
SMHing all day. But a good bright side for Indiana, if they can climb back, is Paul George.
Yes,
we kind of criticized him,
he's
but
awesome.
He's been the one constant, successful piece in that lineup. 22.6 points per game, 11.2 rebounds, pretty impressive. 5.2 dimes. But the nice thing is he's getting 2.8 steals too. So he's doing it in every single category. But for the rest of the team, George Hill, where are you at? Roy Hibbert, where are you at? Lance Stevenson, you got to play better than once every 3 games. Same thing with David West. And that's why you're losing in the series, and you're probably going to lose tonight. But on the Hawks side, like you were mentioning, Teague's been playing good. Millsap has been playing great. But what about Kyle Korver?
Yes,
one of the best shooters in the NBA, 13 points per game. And I think if Atlanta is going to win the series, if they win tonight, he's going to be a big key and a big reason why.
Kyle Korver, okay. So we're going to go on to the next series, which is wrapped up. The Miami Heat and the Bobcats. The Heat brought the brooms out on them.
Get the brooms out,
which we kind of expect, especially after Big Al went down with the injury.
Right.
So we knew they really didn't have enough firepower to get through that. But a bright spot for them is the Bobcats got some experience.
Right.
Kemba Walker, he played decent. He tried, averaged 17 and 6 for the series. But just no Big Al. That's tough to overcome.
Yeah, and then now since the Bobcats era has ended, we're going to go back to the Charlotte Hornets. So they're going to obviously rejuvenate themselves, new colors, bring it back, with the Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson, days, for back in the day. But Kemba Walker did play good for them. That was a good constant. And then obviously with LeBron, he's number 1 playoff leading scorer at 30 points per game, no surprise.
Right.
He's been stepping it up. But Wade and Bosch are averaging about 17.5 and 14.5. And for them to be able to take it to that next level, if they play with the Wizards or another team that comes up, they're going to have to step that up just a little bit if they're going to want to get back to that Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, for me, I look at the bench players. Normally, when we look at Miami, we say Chalmers and Cole and Battier, Ray Allen. These guys are huge, but I just don't see that this year.
Yeah, I don't feel the swagger. The swag is not there like it was in the last couple of years now. Are they good enough still to win the title?
Yeah,
and three-peat? Absolutely.
They got LeBron.
But they don't have that shooter like a Kyle Korver that they could really use on Miami, and that might hurt them.
Yeah, in this series, they tried to James Jones came in and tried to fill that role a couple of games, but I don't know how long that's going to last.
Right, and I still think that Miami's got to be the favorite, and obviously the 2 best teams in the East right now are the Miami Heat and your Washington Wizards.
That's right.
That's what's going on right now.
All right. right, and the next series in the Eastern Conference, we got the Toronto Raptors versus the Brooklyn Nets. Toronto is up 3-2 right now with Game 6 going into Brooklyn.
Right.
In this series, the one thing I look at is DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry.
Probably the best dynamic duo in the playoffs right now, besides maybe Dirk and Monte Ellis. They've really been playing well, and obviously, as you know, DeRozan was 9th in the league in scoring with DeMarcus Cousins. They were tied for 9th, so he played bad in Game 1. Right when we watched them, they lost at home.
Everybody got on him.
Everyone got on him, but it's Drake versus Jay-Z. It's the whole Canada versus New York. So I really like how he's proved himself, though. He's bounced back.
He came back.
And had some pretty nice quality games so far.
Yeah, he's averaging 22 points, 4 rebounds, 4 assists in this series right now. The X factor for me for that team is Mr. Gravis Vasquez.
Right.
When Gravis Vasquez plays well, he gives Toronto that energy, that spark, that swagger where I don't care, I'm shooting this, I'm Gravis. He gives them that will.
Right.
So shout out to Gravis for that Toronto team.
And another player I want to mention too that's doing pretty good in rebounding. He's averaging 10.8 rebounds in the playoffs. Jonas Valanciunas.
Oh, okay.
Right. He's got a little bit of an edge to him. He likes to throw the bows. He's not scared of Kevin Garnett. And I think with that rebounding, with the dynamic duo of obviously Lowry and DeRozan, that's a nice little quality trio that you have right there. Like you were mentioning earlier, you need to get Terrence Ross and some of these other role players. Like, where are you at?
T. Ross started off this year strong.
Right.
He made you think that he was going to take that jump and keep improving. But now he's been a little stagnant, just kind of...
Right, especially for a guy that threw up a 50 this year, a 50-point game. So you expect a little bit more, but it's a good series so far. And I know at first we were thinking, who's going to win this series? But it still could go either way.
Yeah, sure
but it kind of looks like Toronto may be kind of getting that advantage now as we're getting towards the end.
Yeah, and you look at Brooklyn, Joe Johnson. Of course, he's been spectacular in this series. But besides Joe Johnson, where's everyone else at? Darren Williams, where are you? You just got a $100 million contract not too long ago that we was debating on who's the best point guard, you or CP3.
Right, and he is averaging about 16 a game, but it's only when he's healthy. When you see him out there when he's injured, or it doesn't seem like he's, I don't know if it's the effort and the injuries, but...
I'm going to tell you this. I'm not paying you no $100 million to get me 16 points a game. You better add 10 more to that, and also 9 assists. But also Paul Pierce. Remember the first game? This is what they brought me here for.
Right.
So, it's still a long series, still 2 games left to be played. So, we'll see which direction that series goes in.
Yeah, like I said, I would have to give the Raptors, I think, the edge, though. I always thought that they were the better team going into the playoffs, and I think that with DeRozan and Lowry, they're going to prove that they are, and they're going to advance. So, we'll have to wait and see if that does happen.
We'll see that as the series starts to wrap up this weekend. Next up, in the East, the Wizards, my Washington Wizards versus the Chicago Bulls. We pulled that off 4-1 after nobody gave us a chance. And now everybody is hashtag DC Rising now.
Right. And we did call it early on that we thought that they might be able to make a little bit of a run. And right now, like I was mentioning earlier, last week, the week before, don't be surprised if this team makes the Eastern Conference Finals. It literally could happen. And think about it. John Wall, Bradley Beal, Nene averaging 18, 19, and 17 a game. But the thing is that people aren't talking about, besides you and the people from DC and the VA, right? Defense,
yes, sir.
Right? It's incredible for the team.
Defense is awesome.
And the rebounding has been pretty damn good, too.
Yeah, we have actually finished up 8th in the NBA in defense this year. Not a lot of people would know that. Our offense ended up 14th, so somewhere in the middle of the pack.
Right.
It's not bad, but it's not lights out good.
Right.
We do shoot the 3 pretty well. We ended up 3rd in shooting 3-pointers for the Wizards. We had 4 people over made 100 threes for the Wizards. So, and then we have the 2 big bruisers down low, Gortat and Nene. Don't forget about Ariza. He averaged 15 points per game in this series, and then you go Gortat averaged 13. So that's all 5 starters. that potentially on any given night can give you trouble.
Yeah, it's kind of funny too because the Wizards really remind me of the Blazers. If you look, Gortat, Robin Lopez, Nene, LaMarcus. I mean, even though LaMarcus is considered a little bit better of a power forward, but if you look at each position has a player that kind of mirrors that other side. And I think that their starting fives are very deep, and even your bench has gotten better as the playoffs have gone on as well too.
We got a nice veteran bench. Al Harrington, we got Martell, of course, from the Blazers, right. Andre Miller, Drew Gooden. So there we have it. That's our Eastern Conference recap. Get you guys up to speed on what's going on. Come back at us soon, so we'll give you more updates.
Yeah, and real quick, I want to shout out on the Bulls. Joakim Noah, he had a pretty good year this year. I know, we didn't really touch on you too much, but he did average about 12 boards a game. Taj Gibson, that was a problem. He was the leading scorer at 18 points off the bench, and that's not going to beat the Wizards, especially when they're clicking right now. So we're going to have to wait and see, but it's going to be between Indiana or Atlanta, and I think either team you play, you're going to probably smash them. So it's not going to be really that close of a series, but we'll have to wait and see.
It looks like we have a nice path to head to the Eastern Conference Championship. And my bad, Joakim, man. You NBA Defensive Player of the Year. I forgot to shout you out. You played this year with so much heart and so much guts, man. I know every coach on every team in the NBA wish they had 15 Joakim Noahs.
Right, absolutely. So stay tuned. We're going to have another video for you here shortly. We're going to do the Western Conference. We're going to have NFL, obviously draft preview with Mr. Richard Gatewood.
Yes, sir.
Right, that'll be next week. So stay tuned and follow the page. Tell a friend.
Tell a friend.
Tell a friend. Northwest Sports Fanatics.
We out here.